This is so strange.
Yeah. Chip Latham, what's up, my man? Well, we're doing this live tonight on Facebook, but we thought it was important because, the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Are we going to call that a Super Bowl?
We can. It was a defensive Super Bowl.
Yeah, we're going to call that a Super Bowl. I'm not sure about that. But I don't think it was that super.
Mediocre bowl.
Yeah, it was absolutely mediocre in every way. But anyway, this is Ricky Rod.
This is Gage Gwynn.
And we are, this is Throwing Bombs Podcast. We are a fan-centered football podcast. We hate the media surrounding the NFL. And let's just be honest. I was not impressed with what I watched last night. Jeremiah Blevins, what up, my man?
Wesley Brown's watching.
Chip, I see you, my man. Hey, we'll get to all y'all's comments in a second. Wes, we need to have lunch soon. So we'll get to everybody's comments in a second. So, Gage, let's discuss the Super Bowl. Because I tell you, we discussed this last week. We knew the ratings weren't going to be great.
Right.
Because nobody cares about the Rams.
Right.
Nobody. Zero.
And no one wants the Patriots to win. So.
Yes. And obviously the Patriots had the home field advantage last night.
Oh, for sure.
It wasn't even close.
You can just hear it like live.
It wasn't even close. It was just insane how much of an advantage they had,
Right.
But the game itself, it's the one game my wife watches in a year. That's it, right? So if you're a casual fan, you got your family around the TV, you got your wings, you got your blueberry pie, whatever, I had fake Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh, that sounds gross.
It's not gross, actually. It's Mountain Lightning. Anyway, the game was just not that great. Now, if you're a football fan, it was a defensive struggle, and it was fun to watch.
That, yeah.
I really did appreciate that. Actually, it was... From an old school standpoint, it was a great game. The problem is today's modern NFL that sells offense, Patrick Mahomes making crazy no-look passes.
Yep.
It was the exact opposite of that game, right?
Right, yeah.
That style of game. We got like a 1970s Super Bowl is what we watched. And nobody wants to watch a game like that.
Well, here's the thing,
Nobody.
man. The Rams come in scoring 31 points per game in the regular season, 28 in the postseason.
Yeah.
And you put up 3?
Well, I mean, dude, the Patriots came in hot.
Oh, I know.
Offensively came in hot.
I thought they were going to attack the backfield once Patrick Chung went down.
I thought it was going to be like 31-28 Rams.
Right, yeah.
I honestly thought the Rams were going to win the game, but the bottom line is Belichick out-schemed Sean McVay, the coach of the Rams. I was really disappointed with how offensively they could never adjust. It was like they didn't want to run the ball. They didn't want to commit to running the ball. Gurley barely touched it. And I think we saw a lot of Jared Goff's inabilities last night.
Here's the biggest
and
problem.
You have not been a fan of Goff.
You heard me last week say he was not going to play well?
Yeah, and you called it.
Here's the thing, man. The reason the Rams lost, a big reason, he played scared the entire time.
Oh, he was, man.
He was
rattled. And what they were doing, the Patriots kept it simple. They went one-on-one at the line and just went after him every play defensively.
Right, yeah.
And they played man-to-man bump, okay? Which means they were really harsh on their wide receivers. I think Brandon Cooks, right?
Brandon Cooks had about 8 receptions for 120 yards.
He did, but he had 2 big drops.
Yep.
Two big drops.
He got laid out twice.
Yes, he did. But he missed a touchdown. I mean, he had that catch in the fourth quarter.
Man,
and it was the only really killer throw. One of like maybe 3 throws that Goff made that were just good, right?
Yeah, like above average.
Yes, and he just didn't play great, and it's understandable because you're playing what we would consider a modern day defensive genius.
Yeah,
with Bill Belichick. Okay, he schemed perfectly against that offense. The offense, I thought they would adjust faster. They sort of did in the second half. They started moving the ball a little bit. They sort of went into a 2-minute. And even then, Goff could just never get in a rhythm, which is what the Patriots are going to do. But I do want to point out how, going back to the AFC Championship games and the NFC Championship games, how much better those games were, okay? Mm-hmm. And the fact that Mahomes was able to put 30-plus points 2 times on the Patriots this year tells you how good Mahomes really is.
When the Patriots and Chiefs went head-to-head twice, the stats for Mahomes, he put up 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
In 2 games.
And what we saw, hey, Sam, I see you, Sam. What we saw was just a horrible inability from Goff to really get into the rhythm. It was just bad.
It was
just
joke,
really bad,
man.
It was an old school game that I think the NFL really did not want.
Right.
That's exactly the style of game that the NFL really doesn't really promote. And remember at the beginning of this season with the offensive numbers, they were crazy. Remember that? I think 5 weeks into the season, it was like an insane amount of yardage. And then how ironic that we get like this old school 1970s style football game.
Yeah, really.
Like for the last game of the season to be this style. And to be honest, it's just not popular. People didn't love it. I saw the ratings today. The ratings, just to put it in perspective, by the way, when I say the ratings were lower, it was still over 100 million people. Okay.
Well, right.
That's insane. All right. There's nothing that's broadcast on this planet that gets close to that number, and it was still a crazy number, but still it's lower. It's a lower, it was still not viewed as well as, I looked up the last top 20 viewed TV things. I think 18 of them were the Super Bowls.
Wow.
So, I was disappointed with the game.
What about the halftime show?
Wait, we'll get to that in a second. Because I want to talk about, let's go ahead and talk about Brady. Tom Brady, as much as I love to hate him, did you see my teabag video?
Yes, you
him?
did.
Okay,
yes,
I made my little teabag video for him. Hey, Bob Clark. Hey, Wes Friedel. I see y'all. Hey, Mary, if you're still on. So, that was a joke, by the way. I just serving Tom his tea on that video. You can see it on my Facebook page. But you know what? Tom played. I made a bad assumption today. He played an okay game. He did not play a good game. He did not play a great game. He made the scoring drive, the one
throws
touchdown
that counted.
What is it? It was a 24,
it was a strike
25
to
yard.
Gronk.
It was a 24, 25 yard pass to Gronk, right?
Yep.
That was the
that
highest
floater.
That was the highest passing play he had, by the way.
Right.
But that was the play that counted. And he placed that pass
so perfectly, man.
He did not play great. But he
didn't play like Manning level though.
Manning's. I looked up Manning's last Super Bowl, and
man.
It was gross. You're right. It was gross.
That was bad.
It was
Brady
way bad.
Played okay.
It was doo-doo butts.
Yes.
No, and you know what? I mean, good for him. I can't listen. I know I make fun of him. I know I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm always going to make fun of him. The bottom line is though, he's the greatest of all time. He proved it again. He outplayed Goff, right? But the defense of that Patriots team was unbelievable. Like, can you name more than 2 stars off of that defense? I can name one.
I can name a couple.
Who? Gilmore?
Stephon Gilmore, Jason and Devin McCourty, Patrick Chung.
Yeah, but he got hurt.
Yeah,
but we only know
Dante
them.
Hightower.
But we only know them because we're like
fans.
We're fans. My wife doesn't know who anybody is on that team.
You know Tom Brady.
That's it. And maybe
Gronk.
Julian and Gronk, because Gronk's
Gronk.
Dude, Gronk's great.
Oh,
but you've got all of this. There's just not a lot of big names on this team, and they just perform so well, man. But getting back to Brady, he played just enough. He played well enough for them to win the game. I don't. I can't hate him, right? Like,
no.
I'd love to hate him, but to be honest, it's stupid at this point. And he really does want to play till he's 45. Did you see the interview he did with Tony Romo? like around. I think they showed it around 6 p.m. Like it was like 30 minutes before the game.
I didn't see that. No.
Well, it was cool little sit down interview, and he
okay.
was, and the way he was talking about, like they were talking about, like he still stays after practice to just throw the ball.
Wow.
He loves 7-on-7s. He loves 10-on-10s. Like to him, he's like, I have these world class athletes. I just want to sit around and throw it.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
you can tell he still loves it, and if he still loves the game that much, he probably will play till he's 45. Unfortunately, right? But you know, he played okay. He didn't play lights out last night. The defense played lights out. And I tell you who the MVP for me on the Rams side was Wade Phillips.
On the Rams side. I was
Wade Phillips, the coach, defensive. He's the defensive coordinator. I thought he called a perfect game, but there was one issue. What was that issue? The penalties.
Yeah. They had like way too many penalties. Dante Fowler had like 3 penalties by himself.
Like they were just not as disciplined as the Patriots defensively.
But no one is, really.
But man, they were playing great, dude. They were disguising zone and man.
Yeah, they didn't know what was a man.
I mean,
what
the
was a
reason
zone.
Edelman's numbers were so inflated. Now, granted, he had a great game.
I was going to say
He had a great game, but some of that was we're gonna give it to you. We're going to give you this 10, 15-yard chunk because that's the design. You know, that's the design of a zone play.
Right, yeah.
Right? Like, that's what you do. So, you know, some of that, 40, 50 yards of that stuff, I hate to say it's garbage. I'm not going to say it's garbage yards, but it's gimme yards. They're going to give it to him. Now, of course, he got open on a few really good plays. He did a good job. He did great. But again, dude, like, a low-scoring game, 1970-style Super Bowl just does not float. It's just not going to do well. Modern NFL.
I mean, I was at Casey's, and we were in like the third quarter, and I looked over, and his eyes were like closed, and I was like, Casey. He goes,
oh dude, I pretty much zoned out after Goff threw his interception.
Oh, because you knew it was over.
Yeah, I was done. Because I mean, a game should not be done that early, you know, and it was the exact opposite.
It felt done the moment the Patriots scored.
Dude, last year's game was so good.
Yeah.
It was just
and there was
nonstop.
no defense, really, but, you know.
It didn't matter. It was fun.
So exciting.
And it really came down to the defense having to make one play last year, which was obviously the Eagles made that play.
And now this year was the offense making one major play.
and it tells you how good the Patriots are for them to go from one style of football, which is just 500-plus yards of offense, Brady just going crazy, slinging the ball all over the place, to a very ball-controlled offense. They said now, this is a little late. The media makes a big deal out of this. Oh, you know, the Patriots adjusted in the second half and started running a 2 tight end, like heavy run set. They had never done that in the NFL season. You know, Josh McDaniels did not plan that. Well, okay, first of all, I think that happens more than we think, number one. Okay, and number two, they did run a heavy set, but I don't think it was that different. I think some of those run plays are the same run plays that have probably been in their playbook for 30 years. You know?
Yeah.
So, but good for them. I was very disappointed with the Rams. I thought they were going to bring a much better showing with Sean McVay. I honestly thought, man, I mean, think about all those coaches that got hired this year because of Sean McVay.
Oh, I know.
Like all the hotshot guys, right? Hey, Dom. I see you, Dom. What's up? Hey, Maria. But, you know, what are you going to do? It was a bummer of a game. It just wasn't that great. And, again, good for the Patriots. I'm glad for them. You know, I wish Tom would just retire and let the Dolphins have a chance.
Right.
Sad face. Really sad face. But, so let's talk about the MVP of the game.
Oh,
Julian.
Steroid Edelman.
Steroid Edelman. Yes, we're going to say this. Hey, Eric, what's up?
I honestly...
he was suspended first 4 games of the season.
He was.
And I researched this today. I wanted to find out some info because I did hear some interesting stuff about Edelman. It's actually, he's got a great story. His background was he was a college quarterback. He was an option quarterback.
He had no offers.
Yeah, nothing. He was an option quarterback, right?
Yep.
And he was... Hey, Eric, fins up, baby. You're right. Absolutely. Hey, we're going to talk about the new coach here in a minute. But, you know, Edelman was a quarterback one of their scouts saw something in him. They worked him out 2 times. They knew he wasn't obviously going to be a quarterback. Belichick said the game that sold him on Edelman was in college. They were playing Ohio State. He said Ohio State was already up like 4 or 5 touchdowns. And he said Edelman played like he was a madman. Like they were still having problems stopping him, when he was in college. And it was very, he was very impressed by that. And then he pointed to some examples against the Ravens. Remember when the Ravens waxed them a couple of years ago in the playoffs? I forgot how many years ago, but the Ravens just crushed the Patriots. And he said that Edelman was like one of the few players that never stopped playing.
Right, yeah.
And so, he even talked about, Belichick even said a story in one of his first practices, he was showing Edelman how to field a punt because they knew Edelman was just going to be probably a return specialist, maybe DB, maybe wide receiver, And then, you know what? Good for him, man. Like he's been lights out the last month. He's had a good year, but he's had a very good, they found a good balance between him and Gronk offensively,
Yeah.
I think, in the last month. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think they also, was Sony Michel?
Yeah.
His play has
my gosh,
elevated them.
Him and James
So
White. And
much.
remember how important James White was a couple of years ago, especially in
Yeah.
the Falcons game?
Yeah.
And then now he's just like, he's an
there,
afterthought.
like 3 catches.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the way the Patriots are built. They're very selfless.
Yep.
That's the way they build the teams. It's almost like they probably have like a personality test these guys have to take, and if there's any ego, they don't put them on the team. But
Do you think Edelman is a Hall of Famer?
oh no,
People-
no.
people
He
last
hasn't even
night-
had a healthy year. Has he had a
people
healthy year in the
last
last
night-
couple of years?
They were like flipping out, like, "Hey, I think Edelman should be deserving of a Hall of Fame ballot."
Listen, if he's not careful, he will be traded because the Patriots did it to Deion Branch back in the day. I don't care who.
MVP,
You're out. See
Yeah.
ya. Traded. Go to Seattle, baby.
second round pick.
If they think Edelman's going to come for some money, free agent money, forget it. They will trade him. They will release him. I looked up their stats. Of course, Tom's the number 1 paid player on the team.
I would hope so.
Well, he better be, but he's still average-wise, he's still low.
Yeah, like
I don't
top
even think
15, I think, right?
I
Top
don't
20?
even think he's top 15 paid in the NFL. And they're going to have to renew his contract. Can you imagine having to renew Tom's contract
But they're
after
like,
6 Super Bowl
"Oh
rings?
God, how
All
much
right,
does he
Tom,
want?"
we're going to give you the state of Massachusetts. Do you want Jersey? We'll throw Jersey in there. I don't know. How do you negotiate with a future Hall of Famer?
Yeah, really.
Hey, but I did see an interview. Belichick, they do all the press all week, and they asked him, they asked Bill Belichick, hey, who's your favorite player? Who's the best player that you've ever coached? And he goes, LT, right? Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what about Tom? And he goes, Tom's been great for us. LT is the best player I've ever coached.
Let's just slide past
I
your
was like,
6
hello.
Super Bowl winner.
Oh, wait, Eric, Bob Kraft pays him incentive on the side. Yes, I agree. He's probably giving him part of that Kraft business, to be honest. But, again, I'm good for the Patriots. They'll be back at it again. It's impossible to repeat a Super Bowl in the NFL.
Well, they're like every other
year. And we'll see. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know if Gronk's going to come back. He got hurt at the end of that game. He said he had a pretty bad thigh bruise.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he got hurt. He said he had a hard time walking.
Uh-oh.
So, and all those guys are like part of TB12's workout cult, right?
Yep.
They got a cult there, right? It's Tom Brady's workout cult. I'm not kidding. It's a straight up cult. Like they said that. Remember when all the drama started last year with
About the trainer,
Garoppolo?
right? Yeah.
It started with the trainer.
Oh my
Like the
gosh.
trainer was not letting Garoppolo work out and in the TB12 method. That's what started it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they when they realized Garoppolo was like his competition, they wouldn't let him work out with TB12,
That's
baby.
crazy.
Yeah. So, and Gronk's one of those TB12 guys. Edelman is maybe. Hopefully, he didn't get his human growth hormone from them. Yikes. Hopefully not.
What if
That would be a bummer.
What if we lived in a world where like next year Brady got suspended for PEDs?
I mean, listen, he got suspended for Deflategate, bro. And
I know.
I even thought that was questionable, to be honest.
I mean,
Like, do you see the NBA going after LeBron James?
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Like the NBA's not gonna go after LeBron James.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand. Is
just a personal
all that
vendetta
drama.
on freaking
Like they literally just pissed him off, and he just came back and just
Man.
wreaked havoc on the NFL.
I had a lot of opinions on that Deflategate anyways, because when you publish a report saying it's more than likely he did it, that's not concrete evidence, man.
And what's interesting, and hey, they are, the NFL free agent system was developed to make things more diverse, to give smaller market teams a chance to get to the Super Bowl and win games, right?
Right.
And we sort of seen that.
I mean,
Jaguars last year, not this year, but last year has some success.
I mean, Eagles.
The Eagles were bad the year before. They got to the Super
The
Bowl
Ravens
last year.
recently too.
However, yes, but then you've got the Patriots who are continually winning, and they figured out the system faster than anybody else. Their system, this is how they work. Bottom line. I don't care what anybody says. There's no negotiating in that building when it comes to playing for Belichick and Brady.
Right.
The bottom line is, hey, name a free agent from this past year. What's his name that from the Browns, right? When they traded, didn't they trade for what's his name from the Browns that went to that got suspended, right? The wide receiver.
Oh, Josh Gordon.
Yeah, Josh Gordon, right? So how easy is it to sell anybody to that team going, okay, you get to play for the greatest of all time quarterback. Really. You get to play for the greatest of all time coach, and we're going to give you we're going to give you 33% less than what you should get on the open market. That's what they do. You know, and that's how they've been able to make the system work.
Do you want a 50-50 chance of winning the
Holly
Super Bowl?
Alejo, what's up, girl?
But you know what I mean? Like, do you want a 50-50 chance of winning the Super Bowl, or do you want more money? I mean,
and hey, listen, there's dudes that just go get the money.
Hey, that's fine.
And that's what the NFL free agent system is.
I mean, you need lots of money to help with your CTE later on in your life. So
yeah, you will.
I'm just saying.
But the Patriots that's sort of what they do. Hey, you want to play with the greatest of all time? Oh, look at Tom. Tom is not even a top 15 paid quarterback, and he's the best quarterback of all time. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. And that's the way they've built that system. You know, and again, good for them. I still believe it's 80-20. 80% Tom Brady, 20% Bill Belichick. I don't care what anybody says. Without Tom Brady,
a product of the system.
that dude is average. Brandon, Scott Church, my man. What's up? It is just completely, they're an average team.
Yeah.
Average team. 100%.
Right.
So.
But let's, I mean, Greg told me not to talk about Sean McVay. Because he's like, Redskins are idiots for letting him go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
I mean, he did a good job.
Let's talk about
he's done a good job.
How he will be a head coach in this league for
forever,
for 40 years.
Well, I hope I don't think
this is not a flash.
There's a good chance. There's a good chance Sean McVay's offensive scheme was good. There's a good chance it was. It's just Goff couldn't do it.
Man,
right?
I don't think he's the answer at their quarterback position.
He may not be, but you're gonna look insane if you get rid of a quarterback that throws 34 touchdowns.
I mean,
in a year, right?
Yeah, but if you do that in the Super Bowl, you know who's the last person to do that? Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, and Trent was awful,
and they won the game.
Yeah,
the defense.
Yeah,
Trent
but that
Dilfer,
was historically the best defense ever he played.
Or Kerry Collins.
Yeah, but Kerry Collins had some
had
really
4 picks.
excellent. Yeah, but he had some. I mean, he had some seasons where he was lighting it up, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And Goff had a similar season this year. He was playing really well until maybe the last 4 games.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, you can have a fantastic season and get to the Super Bowl and be terrible.
Yeah, and it stinks, man. It stinks. And again, the game was boring. For those that are old school fans, they probably liked it, and to say it stinks, it's all relative. So
I really think
it's like the halftime show, right?
Oh, God.
I saw people were like, "Hey, God, we love the halftime show." Oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. It's just an opinion. Half of you are gonna like it.
What do you think?
My favorite thing was
Harder
that
to breathe.
he played a strat. Yeah, I like the first two songs because I love that first record.
Yeah, that's a great album, man.
I mean, if you don't like that first record, Maroon 5 record, then I don't know
Songs
what
about
else to say.
Jane.
All right, Eric says no Super Bowl quarterback was worse than Rex Grossman. Oh my God.
I mean, you know,
Rex Grossman was awful, dude.
that's fair.
Hey, but Sexy Rexy.
Hey, that's another example of a guy having a good season and then go on there and just, you know.
Well, listen, Peyton got his first ring that year. Remember? And it was raining. It
Yep.
was raining, and Tony Dungy got his first ring. That was historical, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I remember old Rex, man.
And then
That's crazy.
Peyton's last ring, he's like, oh.
Yeah, well,
Like, looking like
he
Rex
game managed
out
that. He
there.
game managed that game. So anyway, let's talk about the halftime show.
Yeah.
We're gonna piss half of you off. I don't
Oh,
care.
gosh.
But I do like the first Maroon 5 record. One of my favorite records. Am I a big fan of their most recent pop stuff? Not really.
Girls Like You. No.
But hey, he brought out a Strat. He shredded. I was like, yes, shredding.
I didn't like
playing the guitar.
I didn't like where he says, "Can I play this guitar for you?" Like harkening back to Prince.
Yeah.
And you know, it was not Prince.
I loved Prince.
Yeah.
Like when
Oh,
he did
the-
the halftime,
yeah.
it was incredible.
Purple Rain,
You
In
know,
the Rain.
and there was another
Oh.
thing about the halftime show. I'm not against hip hop. I mix a lot of hip hop.
Yeah.
And Atlanta's a hip hop town, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
they definitely did some hip hop kind of stuff, which was fine.
Seeing Big Boy out there made me kind of happy.
That was pretty funny.
Like-
and I thought it was cool, man. But you know,
That was good.
But and you know, they had a positive message, you know, and you know, all this stuff until he took off his shirt.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
have you? Hey, did I send you the picture of the big dude that wrote Indiana? He wrote Indiana on his shirt. This is a sort of big, chubby guy. Next to that picture when he took off his shirt,
Man,
I thought that was pretty funny.
me and Casey were just sitting there watching it, and then all of a sudden SpongeBob comes on, and
Yeah, Eric,
Heather and I like, yeah, and,
Yeah,
then
this-
and then it goes away, and you just hear
that was the
sicko
best
mode,
thing.
and I'm
That
like,
was the best thing.
what the heck?
Yeah, it was okay. Eric says big boy furs. Yeah, and the furs. The furs were awesome. The jacket. But it
Oh, I
was,
know.
hey, it was lackluster. It wasn't my favorite thing. And, you know, I know there was some drama in the media concerning the NFL and people
Oh, my
not
goodness,
wanting to
I
play
know.
the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you right now how strongly I disagree with that. I think when you have 100 million people watching you're stupid.
One person should not.
You're stupid to give that up. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry whoever had a problem with that. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Like Beyonce, I think it was like Beyonce and
Well, Beyonce's already done it. All right?
or no,
She's
sorry,
already done it.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, well, bruh, whatever.
Do you want Jay-Z up there? Not really.
Whatever, man. Like it I'm glad they have enough income that they don't have to worry about that. I personally think it's stupid.
Yep.
I think it's a great opportunity. I think it would be an honor to do that. And, you know, there's so many ways artists can help people
Yeah.
and help charities. Mm-hmm. Why choose that as your statement when you can help your community and you can help? I don't even want to get started. Like, it literally upsets me when I see people wanting to make statements. I'm like, hey, bro, you want to make a statement? Like,
Make an actual positive statement.
yeah, go help your hometown.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you need. Oh, here we go. Eric says Metallica has been snubbed. Oh, I do like Metallica.
Do you want to see Metallica in the Super Bowl though? Not. I really don't want
Oh my
to see
god.
that. Can Lars play on beat? If he plays on beat, I like it.
Listen. His sloppiness is what makes him awesome.
Not if they
Yes.
get off track half the time.
Forget it, dude. That last record, I think that last record's great.
The newest one.
Yes.
Oh, hey, I like that.
yeah, I think the last record was
But
great.
I mean, how many times did he redo the?
True. We don't know that. But okay, so let's go. Let's go ahead and talk about today's news. Hold on, I gotta text my wife. Geez, this is funny. Okay, so the Dolphins got a coach today.
Oh yeah, Brian Flores, right? Is that
Yeah.
what his name?
Yeah,
is?
we got a coach today. So,
Good, man.
Yeah, hold on one second. Let me double check her feed.
I think it's up.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Mine just said 30 minutes on it.
Dope. Good. So, yeah, we got Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins. I'm pretty happy with that. So, Obviously, we had Adam Gase, who is now the Jets coach. That's a little drama.
Yeah,
That's some issues.
but hey, he can coach up Sam Darnold. Will be like an actually pretty good quarterback, I would say.
Well, we'll see how Gase does. I had good riddance.
Crazy eye.
Yeah, I supposedly. Okay, I'm just saying supposedly that the Dolphins have been trying to gear up to win for the last 5 years. Their goal is to win every season, and then now that rhetoric has changed, and it's going to change. And
Tank for Tua.
So they're basically saying the way it's going to change is the Dolphins will no longer go after top tier free agents. Like no longer go after.
Not until they have their guy.
Yeah. No longer go after old guys. They're not going to go after old guys, and they're not going to go after the hot guys. They're going to look for young. They're going to look for young players that are team focused. We'll see how this. I'm impressed with the new coach. He seems like a high character coach,
Right.
high leadership coach. Maybe like a Tomlin kind of character where he can just galvanize his team. But it's all for nothing if we don't get a quarterback.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they said Chris Greer, the GM, he got promoted. They did say, Chris, what do you think about getting a quarterback? He said there were 2 quarterbacks that we wanted last year. And apparently the quarterbacks were obviously Baker Mayfield and your boy, Lamar Jackson. Yes. Yep.
Lamar.
Yeah, so that was cool. So Dolphins got a new coach, and Cincinnati Bengals got a new coach. They got Zach Taylor, which was, I believe, was he the offensive coordinator? I think for the Rams, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, or quarterback coach. I think offensive coordinator. So the Bengals got a coach today. Good for them. So just to catch up on a few things for our schedule. I think we're gonna take a bye week. We're gonna take a week off next week,
Yep.
right? We're gonna have a special episode after that
With the Turpin twins.
Yeah, we're gonna have some guests on with us.
Some real heat.
Yeah, we'll have some fun. I always like having them in.
Yeah.
And we'll get our podcast schedule set up probably then. So just stay on social media. We'll post all of that good stuff. So because there's a lot of stuff coming up. We got the combine.
We have the
we
drafts.
we got the drafts, and we got free agency.
Yep.
So there's plenty to talk about.
You know what we should talk about
What? What should we talk about?
right now?
What?
The way too early NFL power rankings that were put out today.
They already put out the power rankings?
Yes.
What?
You know who's number 1?
The Patriots. Wait.
The Rams.
The Rams?
The Rams are. They just lost the Super. Why are you number 1 if you just lost the Super Bowl?
Let's put the power rankings in perspective. At the beginning of the year, the Dolphins were 32. They win like 2 games. They were like 16. And then they immediately, like after they lost the game, were down to 32. The power rankings are insane.
The Dolphins are ranked, I think, 20th.
Yeah, that we shouldn't be.
22nd.
We are going to be dead last in our division, I think.
I'm trying to find the Redskins. Oh, there they are. Because, Greg and the Turpins. 25th is what their rank is.
Wow.
Just because Alex Smith is probably not going to play.
And then I think we've already got the Super Bowl odds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs have the best odds.
They put the Patriots at number 4.
Well, they're not going to repeat, bro.
I mean, they won't repeat, but they're not number 4.
I mean, if they repeat, that would be bigger news than them winning. Like
Number
it's almost
7.
impossible. Yeah, it's almost impossible
Take that
for an
Steelers.
NFL team to repeat.
I'm just okay. I'm just saying, a single man has the same amount of Super Bowl wins as your entire franchise.
Well, I mean, listen, man. Like, there's just what they've done is incredible.
Yeah.
It literally is incredible. It's insane. So, if you're a Patriots fan, do you just get sick of winning? Like, do you just wake up?
Who gets sick of winning?
I don't know. Maybe they do.
Really?
I don't know.
Is that why they trade their star guys?
I don't know what it feels like to have a winning team, Gage.
I mean, I kind of do, but kind of. It comes and goes like every 5 years.
We don't know that feeling. So, Cam, our boy Cam had shoulder surgery. Was it a week ago?
Yeah.
Right? Cam Newton. So they said he's already got his full range of motion already.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully things will end up better for him. Even though we don't consider ourselves huge Panthers fans, we do care about that team. We do care about our home team in that way. So, but we'll have more news. We'll cover some more stuff. Wait, did you count how many times Tom Brady gave out open mouth kisses? Because he did a lot of open mouth kissing last night.
Dude.
He open mouth kissed the owner, bro.
At the end, and he did that to, I think, the owner, and Casey was like, did he just kiss Robert
he did.
Kraft?
On the lips, man.
Hey, that's that winning culture right there.
That organization's like, yeah, baby. Maybe Belichick
we win
started
so much we kiss on the lips.
Maybe
in
that's
this
what
place.
Belichick does. I don't know. He's like, Gettleman, baby. That would be so funny.
Oh my Lord!
But did you read that article about the Patriots having like these sleep deprivation tanks in their front office?
What kind of crazy articles have you been sending me, Rick?
I promise you, it came up in the press conferences last week. They have like these not sleep deprivation, sensory deprivation.
Oh, okay.
So in other words, you can get in there for like 45 minutes. It's meant to be like the Dead Sea, I guess, where it's like super salty, right? The water's there's a high salt content. And they say you can get like 6 hours of sleep in 45 minutes. Like your body feels like you got 6 hours of sleep.
What the crap?
Yes. And they have like 4 of these at the Patriots facility.
Oh.
And Tom Brady has one in his house.
Does that
They're like
surprise
$40,000.
Does that surprise you?
Listen, nothing surprised
It's
me
the
about Tom
TB12
Brady.
way.
Let me give you some iffy facts about Tom Brady.
Oh gosh.
I think he has a baby mama with a supermodel.
Whoa.
Just throwing that
why
out
are we
there.
just throwing out things like that? You don't even know.
Because it's true. Okay,
Listen,
here we go. Eric, Eric's like, that documentary was creepy with him kissing his kid. Absolutely, Eric. I agree.
Ricky Rod's the type of guy that would accuse that and then send me an article about Cardi B dancing with Robert Kraft.
Did you see that video?
Yes.
Okay, so y'all gotta Google this. Y'all gotta Google Cardi B dancing with Robert Kraft or Bob Kraft. It is incredible.
I don't think I like.
Dude, that old dude's got some moves.
He does have moves.
He's got moves.
I will not argue.
He's got moves like Jagger.
No,
but he really does, man. He's like grooving, dude. That lady, man, I don't know.
Cardi B?
Yeah, her butt's fake. You know that, right? Yeah, fake butt. True story.
Does that surprise
Don't ask
you?
me how I know this.
Yeah, how do you know that? Is that like a
she was on
comment
Howard. She was on Howard Stern.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so yeah, she talked about her fake butt. But she said she blamed it on the Russian strip clubs. So apparently in New York, there's Russian-owned strip clubs, and the girls have big fat butts.
I love how she...
Okay, not fat, just big butts.
I love how she, declined the Super Bowl, but was in, 5 ads that ran through the Super Bowl.
She was in a bunch. The Pepsi... Okay, which ads did you like? Because I about fell out of my bed when I saw the Avengers trailer.
Yeah.
The Avengers trailer looked great.
All
and then I
the
loved
Bud Light ones were great.
The Game of Thrones, bro.
Dude, that
was a great
oh
mashup.
My God. Because I heard the dun, 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 dun,
and then,
I was
and when I saw that night, I was like, "Is that the night from?" Oh, and then the dragon, and then the fire.
I was like, "Oh man!"
I was like, "Those." I didn't even know what beer was. It a Bud Light commercial?
It was Bud Light. Yeah, Bud Light had 4
That's
commercials
new.
in a row. They've done that old timey Bud Light night sort of shtick for a little while, but
the beer, the one with
that
the
was
corn
great.
syrup,
That
the
was
corn
funny,
syrup
man.
one was good too. And I like the Walmart one with it had the Knight Rider car, it had the Scooby Doo, had the Raptors. I thought that was pretty funny. Me and my wife liked that one.
The NFL one,
Which one?
the top 100 or whatever it's called, or 100th inaugural season or whatever. I don't remember what it is.
With Marshawn Lynch.
With everyone in it.
Oh yeah,
everyone.
Yeah, that was good.
Like Ed Reed, who's a Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yes, he is.
And all the legends, Peyton Manning. All the new guys.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
that was entertaining.
Did you see? Did you see the big award ceremony the NFL does the Saturday night before the Super Bowl? Now, they do basically their own version of the ESPYs.
NFL honors.
Yeah. They
do. Did you also?
Yeah.
You saw the all the awards?
MVP.
Mahomes.
Did you
MVP.
see the play of the year?
No.
The Miami Miracle Boy.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Absolutely 100%.
So Mahomes won MVP. Donald,
That was great. Did you see his speech? Like, it was good, man. Like, he thanked his parents.
I mean, you throw for 5,000
he
yards
seems
and
like
50
a
touchdowns.
good kid, man. Like, he does not seem like he's nuts.
You know, reading comments on Facebook is always like never a good thing.
Never.
And you want to like have just positivity because he's like,
Oh no.
oh, this dude looks like a freaking thug. I'm like, how?
Oh no.
When you
never
you
read
sound like
comments on
Kermit
any
the
social
Frog.
media base.
First off, yeah, it's like I was just blown away at the fact that someone like
if you want to gauge if a team doesn't like a player, you don't have to look hard. You really don't.
No.
Even though they're professionals, they have a really good way of just trash talking each other.
yeah,
Let's talk about the Steelers, who seem like they all hate each other.
it seemed
know.
like that organization is just bound to implode
Yeah,
any second.
it seems that way. But have you noticed?
You watch.
Talking about Antonio Brown, right? Like, that rhetoric where, hey, we'll just trade him. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, that rhetoric has changed to, well,
We
we're
can keep it
hoping we're going to
around.
work. Of course, they're going to work it out. Why would you get rid of such an explosive player? Of course, Juju Smith.
They're just trying to like repair their team image, man.
Well, you know what? They're as long as they
past-
have Big Ben, they'll be competitive.
The past couple of years, man, they've just been like kind of wrought with a lot of, drama
I know.
with Le'Veon, and then of course now it's
Dude, did you
Antonio.
hear they're still trying to tag him somehow?
how does that
Le'Veon.
even work?
Bro, I don't know, man.
What?
I don't even understand that. But he thinks he wants to go to Miami. Miami's closed for business, bro.
Le'Veon?
Dude, they think he's a Dan Snyder Jr. over there, and he's not. They're not going to be paying anybody anymore.
if
Those days are done.
man, if he just went to like a somewhat contender,
Oh, he
they
would help.
They would instantly.
I mean,
go
Le'Veon
to
could
the
help any team.
Ravens.
Yes, but Le'Veon could help any team. But we'll see, because there's going to be a big list of free agents this year, good ones.
Yeah, we'll go through all that too.
Yeah. So, and I think
Because a lot of guys are gonna get cut too.
Oh, there will any team that got a new coach this year, there will be a huge purge, big purge.
See where Larry Fitzgerald's coming back for one more year.
He should.
Oh, he is.
Listen,
Even
that
if
coach,
he's playing with
that
Josh
coach they
Rosen,
put at the Cardinals last year was doo-doo butts. Whatever.
not Bowles.
It wasn't Bowles. Bowles would have done a better job.
Yeah.
That guy over there just, man, with a rookie quarterback, you can ruin a kid's career.
A rookie quarterback and a rookie coach.
Oh, look at this. John, go Saints.
Wait, John Bachelon?
Yeah. Hey, dude, I'm sorry, but the Saints, I got so tired of reading about the Saints whining, about the play. I know it's a no call. It was a no call.
Two no calls
Can we
in
talk
Saints.
about that real fast?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, my wife is posting on her comments. I see you, babe. So here's the deal. Okay. Goodell has still not said anything official about that play, right? The NFL has done nothing to officially say we screwed the pooch.
Right.
Nothing. Zero.
But then they find the dude that did it.
They find the dude who he got a penalty, but how many penalties did he have yesterday, by the way?
It was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he had some big ones. So
That's what I'm saying. The defense.
So
many.
So they find him. They call the coach. They call the owner. Right.
Right.
The Saints are having like a mini rebellion down there in Louisiana, and they didn't want to watch the game.
Boycotted.
Right? Yeah, and and it stinks. It stinks because I think they've been treated horribly.
Yeah.
Personally, by the NFL. And because if that was done to my Finns, if that was done to the Carolina Panthers, people here, dude, North Carolina, South Carolina would go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They'd try to secede from the Union. Like, it'd be like it would be mass chaos. Because, see, here in these states, we own weapons.
Yeah.
And we use weapons. It would be scary. Goodell would not be invited into the Carolinas
The moment
if that
it happened,
happened.
they'd be like,
It's over, dude. Some dude, Carolina, would be walking out of the field. Nope.
That ain't happening right now. I tell you what.
That's
I got
exactly.
concealed carry for a reason.
Oh my God! So I wouldn't. The NFL has to fix that. They've got
Right, yeah.
And it's weird. Like when they ask the owners and the GMs, "Hey, do you think they're going to do anything to fix this. And I think the Atlanta Falcons GM said, well, they have forwarded the discussion a few years because of that play. In other words, they don't want to commit to changing the system at all. They don't want to change the replay system.
Man.
How can a $1 billion company not want to make the rule book better? Like, how? Go watch a college game.
Man, it almost gives like more ratings when things go wrong, man.
I cannot,
you know?
I cannot understand this. They are like the slowest moving entity to change anything. They're like the church that wanted to switch from old school worship to modern worship. And they were like, we're just going to add one song a year for the next 10 years until we just start playing modern. I don't know. It's like taking them forever. Like just do it.
Right.
But they don't want to do it. They don't want to modernize the game. It's really upsetting. Like as a fan, and I've started watching a lot of college football, and I just like the way that game is played. Mm-hmm. It's just refereed better. The replay's better. The replay system's awesome. The one thing I do agree with Bill Belichick, he thinks everything should be reviewable. Everything. Every flag.
I mean, you should have like...
He's got a point.
You should have some, like the same privilege for reviewing like a fumble. You should be able to review a flag.
But it taints the game, bro. And nobody talks about how much, they've legalized gambling up in New York regarding the NFL. Mm-hmm. And then they have this drama, right? With the Saints. I think it's embarrassing as a league. It's just not a good look. It's just not a good look. And if they don't make changes, I mean, dude, they didn't call a lot of stuff last night, really. Like, they let them play, which is what they normally do, except they never
most of the things they called were like offsides or false starts.
Yeah, other than that. Other than, like, the things that anybody could see.
And then, like, hands to the face.
Absolutely.
They didn't call any debatable calls. They just let him play.
Yes, which is the way I think games should just be refereed.
Especially playoffs.
Man.
Unless, you have a helmet-to-helmet hit and also, like, blatant pass interference in the same play.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think part of the reason the NFL hasn't officially said anything about the Saints game, and the no call, is I think they're investigating the refs. Is what
all four SoCal refs.
Yes. And I mean, look at what happened to the kid from the Chiefs that got suspended.
Kareem.
Yeah. Like, supposedly they didn't have that video. Really? TMZ can go get any video. You telling me the NFL couldn't go out and get that video, and the NFL claimed, this $1 billion company claimed, oh man, we didn't know that, they didn't know it existed. Bull crap. Like, they knew. And they probably had it, So, but anyway, is there anything else we can yell about before we wrap this up today?
What can we yell about, Rick?
I'm telling you, man. I
yelled about the halftime show way too much last night.
I feel bad for NFL fans that watched a game last night that was just not a proper representation of the season.
Right.
Because the NFC Championship games, the AFC Championship games were phenomenal. That's the weekend you should watch football.
Yep.
Really.
The divisional rounds were kind of blowouts.
It was the four best quarterbacks in the league. Well,
Goff is debatable. But,
Yeah, well, Goff, hey, man, the kid was considered a bust and has done well the last two seasons, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Now he needs to go home.
Is he top 10 to you?
Oh,
I don't think so, man.
That's a hard question.
I think the games where it matters, he does not play well in.
Well, I mean, you can say that about a lot. I mean, dude, Peyton Manning struggled to get his first Super
I never
Bowl.
thought Peyton Manning was like the greatest of all time.
But he was excellent.
I mean, he was a great quarterback.
I mean, you got to admit, him and Tom had some of the best games against each other.
Oh, yeah. But, like I said, playoffs, Peyton Manning, nowhere near.
You're right.
Regular season, Peyton Manning.
I agree. And he was doing some crazy stuff.
Right.
Like, he was putting up, like...
For instance, regular season Peyton Manning with the Broncos, he had like
touchdowns.
55 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Then they lose 43-8 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Seattle. That was the Seattle game, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. So listen, I hope Goff. He's a young kid. I hope he goes home. Like, hey, let's go play the Patriots every year and figure this out. Like,
right.
But he's not the only quarterback they've embarrassed. He's not. I mean, he's just not.
We kind of embarrassed Matt Ryan in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they embarrassed that entire team, bro. That was bad.
Well, how do you like pass every play when you're up by 25? I still
Chris Eichert,
don't
my
get that.
man, he just said I was the GOAT. You're the GOAT, Chris. I love you, sir. I saw him today at Mount Burrito. I know it shocks you. I had lunch today. Me and my
Man, you
daughter.
made me want my burrito now.
Well, I've been trying to take my daughter out for lunch like once a week. Well, we try. We don't do it every Monday, but we try. Because she's going off to college this year. I feel like it's important that we just hang, you know, and that's my favorite place to hang.
Oh, for sure. John said preach about our Saints comments.
You know, but
Well, I had an actual like conversation about this today because someone posted on John's post talking about it and was like, well, you know, the Saints had chances to actually win the game after the call. And I'm like, but the thing is, if they just called the blatant call, it would have been over.
yeah, it is.
That's one of the few times I will say that because normally
Well,
I'm like, yeah, you got several chances.
The organization, a professional is always going to say, hey, we left other plays out on the field.
But
the reality is they know, right? The kid, he's not a kid, the guy that got the offsides penalty for the Chiefs, and when they got that pick, he knew.
Yep.
He knew he messed up,
Yep.
you know, and like professionals know it. He probably talked to the team. A good coach says, hey, man, we all could have played better, and they move on, man. I promise you, though, next year the Chiefs are going to come back strong, you know, and they got Spagnuolo, whatever his last name is. But, you know, he was the Giants' DC, defensive coordinator, Super Bowl years. You know, he wasn't a great head coach, right? But I think he'd be a better, more aggressive defensive coordinator.
Who's making the Super Bowl this next year?
Oh, my God. Really?
Way too early predictions,
I mean, we can name the top AFC teams right now.
I mean, I would go ahead and say
Tom Brady's coming back.
I mean,
you got Pat
obviously,
Mahomes.
They're in the championship game together.
Even if he has a sophomore slump, his sophomore slump still could be better than most quarterbacks.
I think it's going to be the same AFC and NFC championship games, but I think the two teams that lost are going to be in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I think so.
I think we'll have a surprise team on both sides of the division.
I think the Ravens are going to come out fighting strong.
I'm going to be really surprised if Carson Wentz doesn't do well. Like, I expect him to do well.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And there's been a lot of
Andrew Luck.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah, Andrew Luck. Yeah. I mean, they were the surprise team this year. They won't be the surprise team next year.
Oh, no, everyone knows that he's back now. He won Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah,
which
I mean,
is great, you know?
He did great. You know, Mr. Neckbeard himself. You know, but listen, the AFCs could be actually interesting.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
you have the Steelers turmoil. You got the Browns getting good.
but you know, you could say that a lot of the ratings this year, because there was a huge ratings bump this year, really good amount
Until the Super Bowl. They were
the Super Bowl.
The lowest since 2007, by the way.
Yeah, but still, dude, 100 million viewers. I mean, that's insane. But anyway, it was the quarterback play that brought the population. You know, it really was.
Well, all those high-scoring games, everyone's like, wow, this is really entertaining.
Listen, the quarterback play was good enough for our own president to actually do like his yearly interview, because last year he didn't do it, right?
Right.
But this year he was like, okay, I got to do it. And then, you know, I guess they've kissed and made up. You know, did you see what he said about the NFL this week?
Yeah, I saw that.
Because obviously he's trashed them every chance he's gotten.
Yeah.
You know, because his best friends own the XFL, and that XFL is going to be the competition. However, his rhetoric changed in the past 2 weeks concerning the NFL. He was very positive about the Patriots. He was very
Surprising.
positive. No, dude, they're all besties,
That's
bro.
why, you know,
they're
surprising.
all those owners are besties with him. You know, he was just going after Goodell. And then Goodell, there was a TV deal with Canada that the NFL was having problems with, and they got it worked out. And apparently they had reached out to the president for some help, and they got it worked out. So Trump was like, hey, you know, I helped them out with this TV deal with Canada, and, you know, they said some good things about me. And, you know, like now it's good. Now he's not slamming them.
That's cool.
You know, and until something else happens that he needs to trash them for, you know. So, but that was another interesting, like the rhetoric changed, you know. But he's a big Patriots fan. He's a big Tom Brady fan.
He tried to buy the Patriots back in the day.
Of course he did. Tried to buy the Bills.
Yep.
Yep. He was very close to buying the Bills, actually, and the NFL rejected him. So, I don't. We'll see. We'll see what happens next year. But basically, a team that has a top 10 quarterback will probably make the playoffs next year.
Oh yeah.
So and then
like nasty defenses will also.
Oh yes, and
the 3 or 4 seldom teams that do have a nasty defense.
Well, I do wonder after this Super Bowl, the Dolphins really were the only. I think they were the only team this year that actually went out and got a defensive guy. I think everybody else was like a Sean McVay offensive guru.
We're gonna pass the ball 50 times a game type guy.
Well, I don't.
That's what's in right now, man.
Oh, I know that's what's in.
I mean,
and it's actually good for I think it's good for the game because you got players from the college football world coming in and they can get acclimated faster to the game if they're playing more college concepts.
Yeah, because they're playing,
I mean,
they're running the ball 10 times by themselves and then passing for 40 times.
10 years ago, if you wanted a safe first draft pick, what would you get? A tackle.
Yeah.
That was it.
I thought you were talking about quarterbacks.
No. You
picked the safest.
The safest was a tackle.
Yeah,
and then
or like a defensive.
And then
tackle.
remember when the Eagles went and got Lane Johnson or whoever?
Oh man!
And then he was a bust.
Lane Johnson.
One of them was
Not
both
Lane
of them.
Johnson.
Yes.
Lane Johnson's not a bust.
No.
He's ranked like top 5.
He's good now.
Oh.
But when they came initially, him and the kid the one that went to the Eagles and the one that went to the Chiefs, both.
Oh, Eric.
Yes.
Eric Fisher was terrible and still is.
Yes, but they were supposedly the safest picks.
Yep.
So what do you do? Hey, we better start wrapping this up.
Oh wow.
This is our wrap up song. But hey, we're going to wrap this up. We thought we would stream this tonight just to have some fun. If you guys liked us, please let us know. If you're listening to this podcast after this and you hear us shouting out people, it's because we were live streaming it tonight. We just wanted to change it up a little, just change the energy. But we're going to be back in 2 weeks with a special podcast episode.
Hopefully filmed.
Hopefully. We're going to try to do a video. I don't know.
We need the reactions for certain things we're doing.
Okay, but hey, if you want to catch up on our news, check out our Facebook page, check out our website, bombhousepodcast.com, or Welcome to the Bombhouse is our Facebook page. But we post our episodes every week. Listen, we're top 100 in Antigua, guys.
65th, man.
We are a big deal in Antigua. I don't even know where Antigua is.
It's in the Caribbean, I think.
I don't know. I still can't figure that out.
All that matters is we're ranked, man.
It doesn't matter. We're a big deal, guys.
Hey, we're going to keep going, man. We better get that #1 spot in Antigua, man.
But hey, I do have some ideas. We're probably going to rebrand some things this season. Yeah, we're going to change up the artwork. We're going to do a couple of different things. We do have some special episodes coming up. We'll do some different fun things, but we'll still be doing the football stuff. We'll be doing some more music stuff. We got some bands that I've already talked to that want to come in, and we got a little bit of everything, man.
Heck yeah,
a little bit of everything. So if you want to hang with us, just go to Mountain Burrito. That's it. It's that simple. Or go to my studio.
Or be like, hey, Ricky or Gage, I want to be on your podcast.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Come on in. We got I literally have a seat right here. It's empty.
But we do love y'all. We do appreciate everybody's feedback and for everybody listening. And again, just hit us up at our Facebook page, Welcome to the Bombhouse Podcast, or our webpage, bombhousepodcast.com. I talked to Jimmy Atkins last week. He's working on numerous musical projects. We've got some good stuff we're working on. We're writing a record with him, which is actually really fun. Yeah, it's really good, man. We're having a good time. It's a busy time for me. Like, this is like for the next 6 or 7 months, my life will be very hectic. Had an excellent band from Georgia this week called Oates. Todd Olson is he's a legend in the Christian music industry, straight up legend. He was in a band called The Waiting. They were awesome. Yeah, they were great. And his new band, we're working on a new record with him. Oh, man. It's just, dude, straight up 90s rock.
Oh
Like,
man,
we're talking big guitars, big drums, big bass. It's just fun. It's fun. It's different. Keeps my attention. But anyway, if anybody has any comments, questions, just hit us up. All that good stuff. Gage. So maybe next year we'll have a better Super Bowl, right?
maybe next year, man.
I do feel sorry for
certainly
people.
this year, especially the people that were just fair weather fans. They're like, "Oh, Super Bowl's on." They're like, "Wow, this piece of crap." They just turned it off for
That's basically
young Sheldon or whatever.
Hey, I like young Sheldon. Don't
Oh,
make fun
get
of him.
out of here!
What?
End this podcast now.
Okay, seriously, we are. Hey, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.
Oh man.
Beating so loud that I know you feel it in your chest. From border to border, but know that this Carolina to the death. I need a session from Bomb House. Heard him say it under breath. Christian dudes with a mean swag, but we walk around like this Jericho. Laying down that adios and no smoking in my studio. Sound coming through the stereo. How you feeling shook? Vertigo. All of this confidence, dripping finesse, hitting notes and falsetto. We love tacos, so let Ricky do his thing pronto. Finish this session today, he gon' hit you with the mix tomorrow. Produce, record, mix, master it. Sounding so dope that it gets your pastor lit. Hit after hit after hit after hit. Hit after hit, lickety split. What's that smell? Apple cinnamon, ready man big. Got it from Jimmy Jam. Grab the pen again, let me hear it back again. Let me hear it back again.